Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC, and joining me this week is Tommy.
Yo.
Reminder, of course, you follow our Twitter account at CCG_WrestleCast. Subscribe to this Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel for more WrestleCast episodes.
You can click that little bell thing if you want to do that.
Yeah, I get a notification.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool
sure.
when it pops up on your phone.
Yeah,
so.
it's awesome.
Mike and Tina, we're just going to call it hashtag teacher fatigue. It's been a long start to the school year for both of them. They're not able to join us this week. They will hopefully try and make it next week. But this week we are previewing WWE's Clash of Champions. Nice to hear the name of that pay-per-view.
Yeah,
come back
it is.
around
Yeah,
WWE.
I kept like remembering like WCW because like I have the collection.
Yeah.
Now,
now they're also on the network too.
Yeah, it's on the network too. So it's just fun to reminisce.
Yep. And but Mike and Tina did, of course, send us their picks. So we're going to be running through a pretty stacked card.
Actually, yeah.
12 matches in all. 10 of them are title matches. Every title is on the line, save the NXT ones, obviously.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into that, talk about Clash of Champions. We're going to jump right into it. So we're going to start the build for this, actually, by the way. I'll talk about for the pay-per-view as a whole. It's been a good long month building all of this up.
I will agree with that.
Yes.
Like for once, I actually think this was actually a lot of solid building for
just about everything.
Pretty
really.
much. Actually, I was gonna say except for one match, but actually this past Raw actually had a decent build up for this for one of the matches, and we'll get to it when we get there. But yeah. Actually, that's pretty decent build up. I can't lie.
This has been a welcome change considering they pretty much ran through a gauntlet of wrestling shows the whole summer. Everything seemed stacked back to back, and everything was just thrown together quickly. So it was really nice to see this. Going to get a little bit of break after this too before we get into Hell in a Cell. So.
I'm still saying it. I think it's the AEW effect. It's just
yeah.
I really think that's what all this
definitely.
is. I really think so.
So now the first match of the night. There's only a couple matches where a title is not on the line. The first one, of course, is a no DQ match: Roman Reigns against Eric Rowan. Mike and Tina are both going with Roman Reigns. Tommy, what about you?
Yeah, I'll go Roman Reigns.
Yeah. That's a clean sweep for all of us here, really.
But part of me wants to think that someone else is still behind this, that Rowan was just the trigger man, but like someone else actually was calling the shots.
Yeah, I want to think that too. It's just like, I don't know, it seemed kind of a weird story. First of all, Rowan has got his name back. He's gone from just it was originally Eric Rowan, then it was just Rowan. Now he's Eric Rowan again, by the way.
I guess because we already have Eric in the Viking Experience.
Let's just throw another Eric in there.
I know it's Viking Raiders, guys, but come on, that's still funny. Besides, Mike's not here, so I had to make that joke.
So where this goes from here, he was the trigger man. Where Daniel Bryan's going to get involved with this, I don't know. I'm surprised this isn't some sort of a triple threat, but I mean, there's nothing on the line. It just it's three-way street fight. I'm sure Daniel Bryan will get involved somehow. Whether he attacks Rowan or Roman or both or something. So this, I wouldn't be surprised if this somehow ends in some no contest if Daniel Bryan gets involved. But
yeah, like some kind of like everyone's out on the ground and no one continue. Yeah. So yeah,
we're all going with Reigns. Next, the King of the Ring final just confirmed. We're recording this Tuesday night. Chad Gable against Baron Corbin.
I like Chad Gable.
Yeah, Tina and Mike are going with Corbin. They seem to think they've teasing this as the top heel. What about you, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm going with Corbin too.
Going with Corbin.
I don't want to. I want Chad Gable to win so bad. But I just think they're going to make Corbin win it, and I just don't want to.
Well, I am going to Baron Corbin against Baron Corbin.
Okay.
Because I am ready, willing, and Gable.
Okay.
To see Chad Gable win.
But you know what? Never in my life have I been hoping you were more right than I am right now. I am so hoping you're right. If you're low wolfing this and you're the only one who gets this right, please get it right.
I feel like they've played up this underdog story really well.
They have.
The whole tournament.
They have.
It'd be pretty cool to build a new star with him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yes, of course, Corbin just keeps teasing getting on the throne and everything. It's like I feel like he's cursed by doing that already.
Probably so. But I'm hoping I'm wrong. I want to be wrong so bad this time. But I don't know. I guess for all the faith I have in WWE booking, I don't have all that faith in WWE booking.
I hear that a lot on this show. Now, Cruiserweight Championship, and sadly, this is probably going to be on the pre-show.
Probably.
Usually is. There's title matches up and down. Triple threat, Drew Gulak against Humberto Carrillo and Lince Dorado. Mike Contino going with Gulak. I'm sticking with Gulak. I think he's going to retain as well. I feel like this was kind of thrown together for something,
Yeah, I'll go with Gulak too. I think he's going to retain. I don't know. Of course, again, every time I say this, it ends up happening. I just keep thinking they're going to save Cruiserweight title changes for major things that they keep building up, because they do build up major things on 205 Live. It's just we don't always get to know about it because it doesn't get the forefront. Anyway.
Yep. United States Championship. AJ Styles against Cedric Alexander. Alexander recently has gotten some non-title pins either through tag matches or whatnot over AJ, so this should be very interesting.
I was surprised when he pinned him on Raw, straight from the lumbar check, straight 1, 2, 3. I was actually shocked. I was like, wow, okay, that's faith in Alexander, which I have no problem with. I've always said he's underrated, but
Mike and Tina are going with AJ Styles. I'm picking AJ as well, just because I feel like the OC, if they want to make this a big stable, they need to have some gold involved.
Yeah.
Right? I think AJ is going to have a pretty decent run with the U.S. title. Give it some meaning, build that group up as a top, stable top heel sort of thing. So
I agree, but I'm going to Baron Corbin this one.
You're going to Baron Corbin.
I'm going Cedric Alexander because it's because I remember an ROH shot. I don't know if you were there when he was feuding with who was the group? I forget the name of the group now. I think Roderick Strong. I think it was it the Decade? I think it was the Decade.
Oh yeah.
And they threw him out of the locker room.
We were there at San Antonio.
Yeah,
he was sitting on stage.
And he was sitting on stage the rest of the night, and actually didn't go in the back because I think it was an hour later. We just have I think someone said, "Is Cedric still there?" And we all looked. It's oh my god, he's still out.
Yeah, he went to the back and threw his bags out. And he was up there just eating some food.
Yeah, he was eating some food.
Watching the show.
I actually went there, took a picture with him because I just asked him real quick. I was like, "Hey, man, can I get a picture with you real quick?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So
that's pretty cool. Other mid-card title, Intercontinental Championship, Shinsuke Nakamura defending against The Miz. Mike and Tina are both picking a title change for this one.
Really?
Yes, they are both going with The Miz. What about you?
I'm going Shinsuke.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Okay. I think either through straight win or through Sami Zayn shenanigans, who is suddenly a translator for Nakamura, which I was like, okay, he's okay, sure. Weird things have happened in wrestling.
Sammy, by the way, had a funny confrontation with The Undertaker tonight on SmackDown, but I feel like right now they're really trying to build up both guys as heels, and Sammy's going to be in Shinsuke's corner, I have to think, and I don't think Shinsuke's going to be able to get it clean for that. Miz right now, he's got a lot going for him as far as reality TV goes, so I think he's pretty good. His show
is so funny.
Yes, it is.
Really I missed the past couple of weeks, but every time I watch it, it's so entertaining. It's and I'm one of the people who kind of does rag on reality shows if they're especially when they're not good or not interesting to me. But his is just so interesting, man. And it's I don't know. I don't know what it is about that dynamic of their family. It's just hilarious to me.
You don't realize how much Miz and Maurice do have in common until you see that show, and they're both just.
I guess, goofy, and you know what? That probably does is the biggest thing. Is when he married her, I was like, what magic formula did he put together to get her? And I realized that, oh my god, they're perfect for each other. Yeah. So much of what they do together, or even to just make each other mad, is just fantastic. I love those two.
You see it on the show too.
Yeah.
All right, Women's Tag Team Championships. The match that Corey Graves is going to go goo goo gaga over. Alexa Bliss. And I'm not going to lie, me too. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross against Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Tina and Mike are picking the champions to retain. And judging by my shirt, I think we know where I'm going here.
I think we've always know where you're going.
I'm going with Alexa, but I will not be sad. I wouldn't be surprised. Too down if Mandy and Sonya win this.
I am very torn on this one. Actually, this might be
one of the hardest ones.
This might be one of the hardest things to pick. Okay, so the funny part is I get where I'm also gonna be one of the most excited about this match for while you're excited for Bliss and Mandy Rose, I'm excited for Cross and Mandy Rose only because I don't know what it is with me, crazy chicks.
He says 2 weeks before he gets married.
Hence my point.
You're gonna be crazy for marrying this guy. All right.
Love you, babe. I don't know if she's even gonna watch this. Anyway,
just show it to her. Go ahead.
Yeah, just that part.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the champs to retain too, but I will be surprised if we're all wrong. Actually, because at this point, one of the few teams that has been a tag team for the longest in that division has been Rose and Deville. So if they win it this time, it won't surprise me. But I say they're gonna lose this time around because I'm thinking they're just saving a title change for like Survivor Series.
Yeah, potentially,
or that area around Survivor
You've
Series.
really just recently established Bliss and Nikki as a face team as well.
That too.
You have to give them a little bit of run with that, I think. And but Mandy and Sonya, they're really good tag team. They worked well together. And I would love to see Deville win some gold with Mandy as a tag team down the road. I think Survivor Series is a great spot for that. So now SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The New Day defending against the Revival. Tina's going with the New Day. Mike going with the Revival. He loves the Revival. Tommy?
Let's just start with the fact that I completely forgot the Revival were on SmackDown. I legitimately
I feel like we're all counting on the days when they're going to show up in AEW, but I don't know if that's really going to happen. Who knows? But
I think it is, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think AEW is going to be like, that's where they're going to be the different from everybody else. Is they're going to be like the tag team promotion.
Yeah.
Because
they're doing it right. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, so honestly, I'm going New Day. I mean, I love the Revival, but I'm going New Day. But I just forgot the Revival were on SmackDown. I saw them on Raw so much, I completely forgot they were on SmackDown.
I feel like there's a situation where they might put the titles on the Revival to keep them happy. So I'm going to go with the Revival here, just to get them off being a comedy act right now.
Yeah,
that kind of ties into my pick later, but we'll get to that. So.
But see, that with me still makes me laugh because I don't know. I think Vince, a lot of guys have overrated how much gold and money now mean to a lot of the guys. Like, take Rhino.
Yeah.
I mean, how many zeros did he turn down to go to Impact, man?
I think the insult part of it is WWE expects you to just take the money and just sit down. We're not going to use you. But it's like, no, I want to be able to do something. You know?
Yeah, and I like what Rhino said. He's like, I know I don't have many years left, but I know I have some left, and I can still go. So, I mean, and it's not like he couldn't get I think Rhino will be a great agent and trainer someday because like all the. I mean, he's been almost everywhere, and that's experience that anybody could use.
And even now, he can do the Impact work and still work some independent dates.
For sure. Which is why I'm hoping he'll be in Texas again someday soon.
Hopefully, yeah. Raw Tag Team Championship. So this is an interesting dynamic tonight. Of course, the current champions, Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, will be wrestling each other later in the night for the Universal title. Yeah. They are first having to defend their tag team championships against Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Tina is sticking with Rollins and Strowman. Mike is going with Roode and Ziggler. And in the classic WWE thing, let's pick two guys completely random and throw them as a tag team together, and they'll somehow be successful. I'm going with Mike on this one and saying Roode and Ziggler are going to become tag team champions. I don't know why. It just maybe it's the stash Roode has, but that's just the way it works out.
You might be right, but I'm gonna roll with Tina on this one and go Rollins and Strowman, just because I think that'll be weird for the later in the night. And I mean, come on, the weirdness factor of this whole show is just like up to 11 almost. It's a good build up for a lot of these matches. I can't lie, but it just like when you look at it on paper, it's like I hope like in 10 years fans look back on this night and look at Clash of Champions 2019 like, what was happening before this all happened?
Yeah,
it's like what was the logic into going on all these matches? And I love that we're gonna have to defend it. No, actually, this was built up really well. Really, Strowman and Rollins have to face each other later after a tag team title defense? No, it actually made a lot of sense, kind of when you think about it.
It actually did because it's so hard to build that up. You know, we haven't really seen that since Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels were somehow tag champs. And then somehow hate each other. You know?
And then Steve Austin and Dude Love, which was also the weirdest thing.
Fun fact, I was at the Raw. Mike and I were at Raw the night Dude Love debuted.
Shut up.
On TV. It was in San Antonio.
That's awesome.
So it was basically Austin was tag team champions. He was with Shawn Michaels. They had a falling out, but Austin kept the title and he had to find a partner. Owen Hart and Bulldog had just won a tournament to be number one contenders. So Austin was saying, no, I can defend this all by myself. We're going through. It started off as a handicap match, and then he was, didn't have a partner. The match is going on. You see some boots walking. They cut to commercial, and you come back, and you kind of see the Dude Love thing, and he comes out, and he tags with Steve. So, first time he appeared. Of course, he'd always tease that character. Mike and I were there. It was in the Freeman Coliseum at that Raw to see Dude Love debut. So
that's
that was
awesome.
Pretty cool.
That's really, really cool.
There were some memorable Raws in the Freeman. There was actually I think this might be the only time there was a Hell in a Cell match on Raw. Mike and I were there for that too. That was at the Freeman Coliseum as well.
That was
amazing. So
there's the first wrestling event I ever went to was Survivor Series 92 or 93, and that was in the Freeman, because I remember my aunt took me to that.
I think Mike was at that one too.
Yeah.
So fun memories. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Reminisce about that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. SmackDown Women's Championship. This is where it gets interesting.
This is where actually the women's matches are actually some of the hardest picks.
Yeah. Bayley, the current champion, defending against Charlotte Flair. Mike and Tina are going with Bayley. It's hard to tell if this is a full turn for Bayley or she's just defending her friend, is kind of sticking in the tweener role a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Charlotte is still walking around like she's a heel and still presenting that on SmackDown. So, but Mike and Tina are going with Bayley. And I think Bayley's also going to retain on this. I think a lot of people like this new attitude that she has. Still the hugger role, I guess, but she's not taking any more crap from anybody, I feel like. So, Tommy, what about you?
I'm going with Bayley too. I think it's like if you don't want to hug, she'll flip you off now, which would be awesome. But it's really hard to call this one. But I'm thinking Bayley only because it's like I want to think that her heel turn is full. It's going to get darker as it goes. Which will be fun.
Now, the other women's championship, the Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch, current champion, against Sasha Banks. This one's a little bit tougher. Tina's going with Becky to retain. Mike is going with Sasha. And what about you? These are the tough ones.
I am going with Sasha.
All right, Tommy.
That's really hard to say because I don't know, man. I'm saying Sasha, but man, I don't know. This one's been bugging me for weeks now, man. Ever since Sasha came back, dude.
You know, I don't know with Sasha. I don't know with this whole ordeal. I know you're bringing her back as a strong character. You're putting her right in the title run, and you'd ideally have to run with that. But there's something just doesn't seem right about this as far as putting the title real quickly on Sasha. First of all, Becky is going to be on the video game cover coming out later this year. And then some people in the office, we've mentioned how petty things can be. She took her ball and ran home and then suddenly came back, and you're going to reward her with a championship. I just don't see that right now. So I'm actually going to go with Becky on this one.
That's fair, but the only reason I think that they would do that is because, I don't know, I think they would have done it with, well, they did do it with Shawn Michaels like a couple times. So
yeah, but this being like, Becky was just on Straight Up Steve Austin and actually got to give Steve Austin a stunner on that. Great episode, by the way. And is now filmed some ESPN commercials where she has the Raw Women's Championship. So I feel like we're not ready to take the belt off her quite yet. So.
Well, part of me has always felt like she's one of the ones who doesn't really need a belt to be over anyway. Kind of like Bray Wyatt in that way.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, his cats are hilarious.
Oh yeah, they're having fun. They're having their own wrestling match over here.
Yeah,
right now.
like I think one of them spazzed out for a second
there. Universal Championship. Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, whether they defend the title successfully or not, are going to be wrestling each other for Rollins Universal Championship. Mike and Tina are both picking Rollins to retain. I'm also sticking with that. Rollins right now, I think, is probably the biggest name in WWE right now.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be the one holding on to the title.
Now, I think he's going to retain, but I also think there are going to be some shenanigans by the OC because they just want to get involved in something. But I think I want to say either this year or by next year. I think Braun should finally win it personally. Yeah. But I think Rollins will retain.
I think part of the reason they're going to lose the match earlier in the night is because they just can't coexist, and that's why I feel like they're going to be thinking about this match later on. They're going to lose the tag titles, but then Rollins will successfully defend it. So
that's fair.
WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston against Randy Orton. My wife, of course, is picking Randy to win the title.
Naturally, she is.
And Mike is going with Kofi. This has been interesting. They did wrestle the last pay-per-view. It ended in basically like a no contest, double countout sort of thing. And so here we go again.
Which I'm surprised this one's no. Why I'm surprised this one's
yeah, there's no stipulations on this at all unless they decide to add it right before the show. So, but I think that Kofi's going to retain right now. They really built this up. Randy going back to calling him stupid and this whole ordeal again. But I feel like this is kind of Kofi, just getting rid of that stigma, that whole thing. Finally showing he's a legit champion. So,
I'm picking Kofi, but here's always been my thing. A friend of ours, actually, Barry Savant. He always said he never saw the point of like a multiple like especially get the double digits time world champion, in a company. And I get that, and I mostly agree. In some cases, I do disagree with them because I kind of get where some companies why they do that and for what reasons. But in this case, I don't see a point to Randy needing it anymore.
Not anymore.
There was a time when Randy Orton was the guy who just needed the championship because it really made him either the top guy to beat or just the top heel to topple. But at this point, he's kind of a legend himself. In a way, he's kind of the legend killer has become the legend in that way, which should be fun to see him RKO himself. But anyway,
it could happen.
That point notwithstanding, I just to me, I don't see Randy needing. I mean, to prove what that he can win it a umpteenth time. I mean, it's like if John Cena comes back and wins it again. Why? There's no point anymore. I mean, you guys have when people talk about greatest world champions, those two names are in it. Whether people like that fact or not is really not the point anymore. People who don't like John Cena, you don't like Randy Orton for whatever your reasons, the fact is they're going down in history as two of the greatest. You don't have to like it. It's just the fact.
It's funny you mentioned the whole what's the point of the multiple time champion thing, and it reminds me of when Booker had a little meeting backstage when he met Rob Van Dam, and he's like, I was the five-time WCW champion. Rob Van Dam was like, wow, you lost the WCW championship 5 times.
And actually, I thought that too. I was like, why are you so proud of that?
Why are you so proud? It means you lost the title 5 times, but it's funny.
And Ric Flair was a 16-time world champion. You mean you got your butt kicked 16 times, and usually by 16 different people?
Pretty much. Well, that is our preview of Clash of Champions. Great build-up. Hopefully this is a good show. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Let us know your picks, your thoughts on what you think is going to happen. And, of course, stay tuned to our Twitter account where we'll have a poll for match of the night. There's going to be some tough ones to choose from, I think.
Sure.
I think there's going to be a lot of great matches.
I think Becky and Sasha, I'm already calling it might be one of them.
It'd be hard to narrow it down to just 4 nominees. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
And definitely send us a comment or comment here what you think on the show as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, there was a pretty I think there wasn't too whole much as far as wrestling news goes.
Not really, except for this.
Before we get into that, first, classy move by Impact Wrestling. Of course, we know that the current LAX, what was formerly LAX, debuted in AEW at All Out.
Yeah.
The following Friday, they aired the episode where they had their last match in Impact.
Yeah.
Losing to the North. And there was a classy tweet that Impact sent out that said, thank you, LAX.
Yeah.
It is going to be weird watching Impact without an LAX.
Yeah, and then today they actually showed like 5 of their greatest like matches, like clips of them. And I was
nice.
And I like that because I like how Impact is no longer being petty. But what I think is really kind of funny and stupid is like some like some people were like on like Twitter and everything is like saying, "Hi, LAX got," or an AEW, "Hi, they got poached from Impact." I was like, no, they literally were not.
Did you not read their contracts were up and they were free agents?
It's like you can't poach someone when they announce that they're free agents and the company that they're in says it's a loser leaves match and they lose.
Thank you very much.
Poaching to me is like what Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Medusa and Lex Luger did.
Yeah.
In WCW, that's poaching because no one knew that they were done. No one knew their contracts were up, and they just showed up on the TV.
Yeah,
this is Impact.
This is why there's no more handshake agreements.
Yeah, this is Impact saying, "Hey, their contracts are up. They left the right way. They did leave the right way. That was really cool for them to go out like they are, a great tag team, and against another great tag team in the North, have a full on match. Shenanigans, of course, because the North are heels, lose and bow out gracefully. There's nothing wrong with that, and then show up at another company." Life does go on. Impact, I fully believe at this point, will be fine. Mm-hmm. And they're not, and they're not being, and that's why I don't like some of this stuff. Is like saying, Impact. No, they're not. They're fine. They just have they have great heel champions right now.
Just give it time. Give it time. They're building back up.
They're going to build up. They're fine.
Watching their Twitch channel, they show a lot of stuff.
And of course, once again, plugging this, I just keep saying a lot of places need to just get Texas talent to just build up their rosters. That's just my opinion.
Hey, it may be another hotbed sort of thing. You never know. Mm-hmm. Now, aside from that, there was a pretty interesting news bit that came in over the weekend. I got caught wind of this story when, I guess I'll call him the I guess the head referee of San Antonio Wrestling, Alex Moroso, shared.
That's probably
shared a link on. Shout out, Alex. Shared a link on his Facebook about this incident, and of course, he's been a referee a long time in this town, and this story probably hit home pretty hard. So,
I think it should.
Yes, and wrestling in general, there's been a lot of talent that's commented on this, but
yeah.
If you're not familiar, Revolution Pro Wrestling in the UK, they had a show. This was probably over the weekend, I want to say, or last week. And there was a tag team match between Josh Bodum and Shaw Samuels against Aussie Open. Now, the referee in this match was Aaron Wilde, and he did what he was supposed to do. I believe, I forget which one of this tag team had their shoulders down, but they didn't kick up the shoulder before the 3 count.
I think it was Bodum and Samuels that lost.
They lost, yeah. I forget which one actually had his shoulders down.
Yeah, I forget which one.
But they lost, and it wasn't the planned finish. They were supposed to lose the match anyway. I think it ended like 5 minutes earlier than expected. Whoever it was that was down on the mat didn't get his shoulders up, supposed to kick out at 2, and Wild did what your referee is trained to do. If the shoulders are down, you count. That's on the wrestler for not getting their shoulders up. You can ask any referee if the shoulders are down, count.
You can ask any promoter.
You can ask any promoter. You can ask Marvel at the Hybrid School of Wrestling. He probably trains the referees the same way as well.
Yeah.
The shoulders are down, you count. That's the way it is. And to be honest with you, I often feel like, obviously there's some spots referees are planned to take bumps, and I get that. But I almost feel like, hey, referee probably should know what the result's going to be. That way they can just count the shoulders, in a match anyway. So the thing is, it ended early, and then Bodum and Samuels, without permission from Wild, as he has claimed on Twitter, first Samuels slammed him on the mat.
Yeah.
Some people have said the slam looked pretty safe, but it was a tech that Wild was not prepared for.
Yeah.
And then Bodum pulled him out of the ring, and as Wild said, he doesn't. Everything after that is just a blur. He's claimed to have sustained some injuries. He's no longer able to ref there or as a football referee, which is like one of his day jobs. He makes a lot of money reffing football games in the UK.
Yeah.
Soccer's we'll talk about, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, interesting, when this story came out and Wild brought it to attention on Twitter, the owner, Andy Quilden, I think is how you pronounce his name, he seemed to have Bodum's back on this. He seemed to deny that this was going on, said Wild was fine. I will note that Wild did later referee the main event of the night, which is fine. For all we know, his adrenaline was still running. He did it, and probably the injuries are starting to catch up to him. But everyone seemed to deny. No, nothing happened. This is no big deal. Until video of the incident came out. What do you know? In this day and age, somebody's got a camera rolling, and it shows Bodum pulling Aaron Wild out of the ring and just kicking him and punching him and just basically severely beating him.
Yeah.
This was a shoot attack. This was not planned. This wasn't some sort of safe thing. He beat the crap out of him because he didn't get his damn shoulders up. Let's be completely honest here. And the referee did his job. Samuels has since apologized. Bodum deleted his Twitter, but he still posted derogatory comments on Instagram. And like I mentioned, the owner, he seemed to have Bodum's back initially, but the promotion has since severed ties with Bodum and stripped Bodum Samuels of the tag team championship that they held.
Yeah.
My thing is this: wrestling is dangerous. I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a referee, but I understand the respect in there is that you look out for each other. I get, someone makes a mistake. I've never understood why you have to just go ahead and just like slap them or hit them like that for making a mistake. Sometimes if it's an honest mistake, great. But this referee didn't make a mistake. You made the mistake not getting your shoulders up. And then this guy basically has lost his day job.
For real.
And I don't get it. I don't understand why these guys, I don't know if any of these guys are going to wrestle again. Samuels
might.
He might, but I feel like neither one of them should wrestle again until this guy is able to get back on his feet and be able to do his own day job.
Yeah.
Because it's not fair that he has to sit at home, can't make any money because medically he's not physically fit to wrestle from the attack these guys did. And these guys could potentially keep on going and wrestling.
Yeah.
Even though Bodum's not in the promotion. But it is a black eye on the wrestling business, and it sucks that this thing has to happen.
Yeah.
Refereeing is not an easy job.
Yeah. I mean, my thing has always been, it's like when, when referees, do the 3 count. I mean, if guys don't kick out, then that's on them. Mm-hmm. And I've actually never really heard of a case where a referee counted 3 when the shoulders were down and the promoters or anyone yelled at the ref. I mean,
makes no sense to me why that would happen.
Because here was the planned finish of the match. Someone didn't do their planned finish. Then now if a referee is like out of position or something like that, that's one thing. But if a referee is like in position doing what they're supposed to do and the wrestlers don't kick out or whatever, then that's on them. Okay, so I will say, from what I understood, Samuel, he scoop slammed him. And then Shaw did the really heavy hitting attack. So if I remember correctly,
Bodum did the heavy hitting. Yeah,
yeah, Bodum did the heavy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but okay, so yeah, Samuels was in the wrong too. But if anything, maybe just I don't know, toss him out of the ring.
Not even that. It's like,
but
pissed off.
Yeah,
but let him get out. I mean, he made the count.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like Bodo could have just kind of shoved him or pushed him out of the ring and just kind of like walk to the back, and then just leave it at that. I think
you don't have to put him in danger. Exactly.
Yeah, the scoop slam, is not good, but I think an outright physical assault after that is way worse to me because I think a scoop slam is bad, especially when you're not prepared for it. But I think when you get pulled out of ring and you start getting punched and kicked on,
to the point where you can't remember what happened.
Yeah. So Samuel's apologizing is a good thing. Yeah, Bodum, and he might need to get blacklisted. And for the record, it's serious and it's bad when All Ego himself, Ethan Page, says,
yes,
you were wrong for that, and if I had been at that show and known what was going on, I'd have come out there and stopped it. That's what I saw on his Twitter. I was like, you've messed up when one of the best heels in wrestling right now has said to you, that was going too far. Think about your life choices. If Ethan Page is looking at you and says, man, you have done a horrible thing here, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Props to Ethan Page and a newfound respect for him for sticking up for this guy.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't even know him personally, but
a couple of wrestlers I saw really were like behind the ref, and that was really cool to see.
Yeah, I think everyone will stick in for the ref. The ref is, in essence, your lifeline in the ring. There, he's you take a bad bump, he's going to check on you, make sure you're okay. He's got a big job to do, not just counting the 3 count. Trying to not appear to be a part of the match, but he's, in essence, your lifeline. He's making sure you're safe as well. So for them to attack a ref like that is just really messed up.
I mean, because it's like some of the best wrestlers in the business are as praised as as the wrestlers. I mean, when we were at G1 in Dallas, Tiger Hattori was announced that he's on his last tour as a referee before he retires at the end of this year, and we all gave him a standing ovation. Because he's that important. Red Shoes Uno came out, and we gave him a standing ovation because those are 2 legendary referees.
Every time Todd Sinclair comes out at a Ring of Honor show in San Antonio, he gets the biggest pop.
I'll never forget Bobby. I know I've told the story before, but whenever Bobby Crew said, "I've been all over the world with Ring of Honor, I've been all over the world with Todd Sinclair," I have never heard him get the ovation that he got here in San Antonio tonight. So I was taking pride in that. But I mean, and look at even the wrestlers who are saying. Like Chris Jericho, I think, was talking about Tiger Hattori and said some of my best matches he was there to call, and it was an honor to be in the ring with him. And guys all over, and one of my favorite moments in wrestling is Red Shoes refereeing a match between AJ Styles and Okada in Japan, and he told AJ to suck it, told Bullet Club to suck it, and threw Bullet Club out of the match. It was one of my favorite moments in wrestling. I got to show it to you, but that's the respect referees can and should get. I mean, they can be just as entertaining and part of the show as the wrestlers. I mean, Red Shoes Uno, the reason he's known is for his red shoes and his charismatic attitude. The guy is as fun to watch referee as some guys are to wrestle. Think about that.
Yeah.
I could watch him referee just about anything as long as he's fully committed to it.
Promotions, take care of your referees. To Aaron Wild, we're in your corner. Hopefully you do have a good, speedy recovery. Get the medical attention you need, the physical therapy you need. Do some DDP yoga.
For sure.
I'm just going to recommend that because that will probably help with a lot of the injuries that you do have. I'm sure Diamond Dallas Page, if he hears about your story, might help you out with that too. So
and the thing is, when I'm thinking about this is like, if this had happened in Texas, to say like someone in Texas they had done this to Alex. Half the locker room would have come out and whooped the guy's ass.
Then again, Alex might have beat that dude down.
Yeah,
too,
it might have been a real fight. Like,
yeah.
but look, had the locker room still emptied out, it would have helped Alex.
Yeah,
the guy who did that would never be welcome in whatever promotion or most of Texas ever again.
Very true. Now, with that, we're going to get into our 1-minute warning. For those new to the show, this is really just where we give a minute to kind of speak whatever's on my mind. Tommy sometimes uses this for his New Japan moments. I think you're going to do
that. But it's not New Japan this time.
Well, your Japanese wrestling moments.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So, because it's Pro Wrestling Noah.
It is Pro Wrestling. Okay, so.
So, damn it.
Do I know this guy or what? So, 1 minute starts right now.
Oh, now. Okay, so I'm just going back to talking about the N1 Victory Tournament that's happening in Noah. It's taking place of the Global League. Yeah. So as of now, the finals have not been decided yet. I think they're either tomorrow or some point this week. And in the finals, surprisingly, not surprisingly, not really, Takashi Segura and Keno. What is surprising is the ace of Noah. Well, I mean, you can't tell right now. Naomichi Marufuji did not get a single win the whole tournament.
And that's similar to the G1 round robin.
Yeah, similar to G1 round robin. And he didn't get a single win the entire tournament. And that's shocking because Marufuji is to Noah what Okada and Tanahashi are to New Japan, essentially. And the fact that he did not get a single win is surprising. And makes me wonder, are they doing something more with him? Because he is slated, if I'm understanding correctly, to be at Impact for Bound for Glory. So let's see what happens there.
That should be good. We'll be talking about that next month.
Ha! Under a minute, barely.
Yeah. You mentioned Okada. I mentioned we'll probably try and talk about the PWI 500 next week. I know we teased it a little bit this week, but I kind of want to have a full panel here if we can. I'm still waiting on the magazine to come in as well anyway. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, let's look at that thing.
Yes, we'll definitely look at that. So, because you mentioned Okada, I know you're pretty salty about that.
And also the fact that they mentioned I harp on this, but. In New Japan's not the only people with great Japanese wrestlers.
Yeah.
There's Noah and Dragon Gate. And we'll get to it. Trust me, because I could go on for a while.
Alrighty. For me, we talked a bit about the cruiserweights earlier in the night, how things were kind of thrown together. And with the announcement that NXT is going to be moving to Wednesdays live, by the way, and SmackDown moving to Fridays, that's kind of left 205 Live out in the lurch. And a lot of rumors I'm hearing is that show may go away, which I really hope not. That would really suck for a lot of the talent, that very talented group. And I feel like you could still keep them as a show, but do it Wednesdays live after NXT is done.
Do it at Full Sail.
Do it at Full Sail. Full Sail would appreciate it. That crowd will get people into 205 Live. I know initially right now they're going to be doing NXT events live weekly Wednesdays, and it may be something that they tour with later on. They may, for budget reasons, keep it at Full Sail. Whatever they decide to do, get those cruiserweights all back into Full Sail, stick them with the NXT talent, have them do their hour show after NXT goes off the air on USA Network on Wednesdays, and keep 205 Live alive, if you will.
205 Live.
It's a great show. It's very underrated. If you haven't watched it, I do highly recommend catching up on the WWE Network.
They have a lot of great matches on there. Yeah. I just really think it was weird how they always did 205 Live. It was like they were trying. To me, they were always trying way too hard. I was like, I don't know why they just keep it at Full Sail to begin with.
Initially, yeah, but I think this talent has really taken a hold of what they think is. They've really, I guess, adopted that, worked hard. It's like, this is our baby, we're going to do something with it. Fair point. When some of these guys, I think Ali wrestled on, I think it was Raw or SmackDown. I think it was SmackDown. The entire 205 Live was in Gorilla watching on there and waiting for him because they were his brother. They all stuck together for that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, WWE Clash of Champions.
Yep.
Great build-up. The event is this Sunday, September 15th. At 6 p.m. Central Time. The pre-show will probably start at 5 o'clock. Sunday. It is going to be at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. And, of course, it is on the WWE Network. If you haven't subscribed yet, It's free for new subscribers, and I think they said right now, if you subscribe now, you would get Clash of Champions and Hell in a Cell for free because it is within a month of each other. So, looking forward to it. Should be a fun night. Our Twitter account, of course, is at @CCG_WrestleCast. Here's the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel, which you're watching this on. Leave us a comment, send us a tweet, what you're thinking about for the show. And Sheldon, this time, hit the light.
I didn't think that cat was a saboteur, but now they're both saboteurs.
Play with a toy. He hit the light. Anyway, let us know your thoughts. Check our Twitter account. We'll have a match of the night poll up following Clash of Champions immediately afterward. We're narrowing down these a great lineup of matches down to who we think the 4 best ones are. So this is going to be a fun thing to pick.
Oh, yeah.
Next week, of course, we will recap Clash of Champions and potentially be looking over the PWI 500. I think whether the magazine comes in or not, we'll probably try and get that stuff done because it is an interesting list. I had to say it.
I'm okay.
You're okay.
I'm okay.
Should be a fun weekend, though.
Oh, yeah.
So, until next week, this is Tommy.
See you later, guys.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real. People are fake.
So if you want to subscribe to the channel, click right here.
And if you want to watch more WrestleCast videos, I got 3 words for you. Click right here.